Okay, so it's been a few days since the release of GPT-5, and for many, the reaction has been underwhelming. There's no doubt, on paper, it's a beast. It crushes most of the benchmarks. It has better reasoning, fewer hallucinations, and more memory. But it wasn't the giant leap everyone expected. But here's the truth. Most people are looking for the wrong thing. We are at this point where it doesn't matter how good it is right now. The fact is that they are and will keep getting better. So forget the hype, forget the benchmarks. Let's talk about what this actually means for your work, your career, and how you can use it to build a massive advantage while everyone else is still debating the features. So what can you actually do now that you weren't able to do before? First, building complex, production-ready apps in a single workflow. In GPT-4, coding a full app was a stop-start process. You had to break it into small parts, manage context loss, and debug manually. With GPT-5, you can prompt it to design, code, and debug an entire application, front-end, back-end, in one go. It remembers the architecture, fixes its own errors, and maintains consistency across the whole codebase. How to get ahead with this? Stop thinking, I need to hire someone to build my idea. If you're a designer with a startup idea, you can now build the V1 of your product this weekend. You'll have something to test with real users before competitors have even finished drafting a job description for a developer. Second, you can run long-form, multi-source research without losing context. GPT-4 could summarize documents, but large multi-document analysis often meant breaking things apart and losing the bigger picture. GPT-5 can hold huge amounts of data in memory, years of reports, full transcripts, datasets, and analyze them as one connected whole. How to get ahead with this? Stop asking for quick summaries. Feed GPT-5 everything it needs in one go, and ask it for layered analysis. For example, here are the last 5 years of financial reports from Apple and Samsung. Analyze their strategies, identify the 3 biggest points of conflict, and write a report on who is better positioned for the next 5 years, citing specific quotes. You'll be producing expert-level reports while others are still scrolling through search results. Third, you can now generate breakthrough ideas by combining unrelated domains. GPT-4 could brainstorm, but it struggled to truly merge concepts from different fields into a coherent, practical idea. GPT-5 is far better at idea synthesis, taking patterns from one domain and applying them in another to create something original. How to get ahead with this? Don't just ask for marketing ideas or growth hacks. Force GPT-5 to pull from unexpected places. For example, design a customer retention strategy using symbiosis from biology, or create a product launch plan based on Sun Tzu's The Art of War. This kind of cross-domain prompting will give you ideas your competitors can't even imagine. Basically, it has shifted from a tool that needs your constant direction to an autonomous and ideas partner, but still a bit far from having agentic use cases. So, where does it fit in the landscape? It's not the best at everything. For pure creative poetry and deeply human-like writing, Claude 4 Sonnet still has the soul. It just feels better for that kind of writing. For plowing through massive documents or handling complex multimedia, Google's Gemini is still the king. Its massive context window is unbeatable. But GPT-5 is the ultimate generalist. So, while you wait for the next best model, how can you make the best use of what we have right now? Most people use AI like a simple Q&A bot, like an advanced Google search. Here are the 3 most powerful techniques to leverage it in a fundamentally different way. First, use multi-session memory. Most users start a new chat for every new question. They're constantly resetting the context. Treat a single chat like an ongoing project collaborator. Keep a persistent thread going for days, even weeks, on a single topic. Feed it meeting notes, new data, and progress updates. The advantage is that the AI builds a deep, shared brain with you on that project. For example, a startup founder will run product strategy discussions across 15 sessions in one chat. So the AI remembers every competitor, every customer persona, and every past debate, leading to smarter, more contextual advice every time. Second, use custom role and persona engineering. Define roles in extreme detail before asking. This primes it with a specific persona, complete with a tone of voice, priorities, and even limitations. The advantage: you transform a generalist AI into a world-class specialist on demand. For example, a marketer doesn't just ask for copy. They create a direct response copy chief persona, embedding style guides, banned phrases, and principles of audience psychology into the prompt. The AI doesn't just write, it embodies that role, producing expert-level work every time. Third, use reverse prompting. GPT-5. Ask you the questions first. Most people jump into ChatGPT and start telling it what to do. But here's the thing. If you're not super clear, you're going to get generic answers. GPT-5 is smart enough now to actually interview you before it starts. You use the voice for this, as this is more convenient. Before you start, ask me 10 targeted questions so you fully understand my goals, style, and constraints. GPT-5 will dig for the exact details it needs to give you something that feels like it was built just for you. The release of GPT-5 is becoming more like a personal assistant that helps a single person produce entire projects. The barrier between a great idea and a finished product is rapidly dissolving. So don't get caught up in the benchmark wars or the hype cycle. The real advantage isn't in having the AI, it's in knowing how to deploy it as your personal agency. Start building. Use it to create that app. Use it to design that game. Use it to launch that business. If you want to learn how to master these new tools and build the future, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.